Ok raga, ci siamo. ¿Listo, Fran?
¿Empezamos?
Empezamos. Sí, el maestro ya está. Ah, sí, déjalo ahí donde quiera. A ver. 3, 2, 1. Here we go again, guys. Welcome back with a new episode of podcast Casa Italia. Today I'm here again with my friend Tommaso.
Hey guys.
And I have the pleasure to introduce you one of my best friends here in the USA and also a colleague of studies at Life University, a former alumni, Juani. Here we go.
Hi everyone. Thank you so much, Tommy and Enrico, for having me today. It's really a pleasure. I was waiting for this call.
Yes,
but thankfully it happened. So thank you guys.
Of course. And so Juani, can you introduce yourself a little bit? Tell us something about you, yeah.
Of course. So I think that I'm one of the oldest here in the group. I came here in 2022 to play rugby. I have been playing rugby my whole life. I came to study what we all come for, right? To get some degrees, and then it turned to be an experience, a life-changing experience, 360 degrees. Things that when we start the journey, when we come here to the US, we think like, okay, I'm gonna study, and then it came that I graduate, 2 degrees, 2 different jobs, plenty of friends from all around the world, and it's been it's been a roller coaster actually.
You know, I think yours is an incredible story, and also it gives us a different perspective on sports. We've been talking only with footballers, with soccer players so far, so now actually we have an opportunity to talk with someone from a different sport background. So I want to start from the sport perspective. So can you tell us about your passion for rugby and how it started and where did you play?
Of course. So since I was a kid, my dad always used to teach us about the sports, to be an athlete, to take care of the body. So since I was 4 years old, I started to play rugby back in my home city, Rosario, in Argentina. And since then, I developed a passion. I played in regional teams, I played in the national team. And then when I had the opportunity to come here, I was like, yes, let's go and let's take it. I always was interested about how was rugby in America, because we all have a perception of how it's in Europe, how it's in South Africa, how it's in New Zealand, how it's in Argentina. But when you talk about rugby specific in the US, my conception of the idea was like, okay, it's a small sport, not many people knows about it, how is it gonna be like? So coming here, actually seeing with my own eyes, I think that it was perfect.
And that's incredible. And so you said that you played also for the national team, no?
Mm-hmm.
And how is, because I know South American and probably Argentinians especially, they have a different passion for any kind of sport, and they are very proud of their country. So how was for you wearing the camiseta for your selección?
Well, it was incredible. Actually, I was having a very hard time in my life, many things happening. And then I remember I was training with the elite group from my city. And one day they called me and they're like, okay, we want you next week on Tuesday, you have to go and train with the national team under 20s. And I called my dad, and I remember it was a 12 p.m. on a Tuesday, and my dad was at work, and I said, Dad, they called me to go to the national team. I have to go to Buenos Aires next week. He's like, no. He started crying, we both started crying, we couldn't believe it.
Yeah.
But yeah, when you go there and you see all of your new teammates, you don't know anyone basically there. It's very competitive. Of course, that I was shaking since the moment that I came in until the moment that I went out. But it was absolutely wonderful. And actually, the time that I went, the head coach of the national team, of the professional team, was there with us, for us. So it was also like a learning experience, and to actually feel the level that Argentina has in rugby, it's crazy.
It's one of the most popular sports in Argentina,
Yeah,
right? Like,
yeah. As far as now, it's football, rugby, tennis, a little bit of basketball, but of course, yeah, football and then rugby are the two main sports as far as men's sports. Yeah.
But like, how does it work in in Argentina, the sports? Like,
Mhm.
you train every day, you have the games in the weekend, like we have in Europe.
Mhm.
That basically mean we practice all the
Mhm.
weekend, we have the
The game.
game in the weekend. How does it
Mhm.
work in Argentina, especially rugby?
So, for rugby, we don't have like here in America that you play for high school and then you go to the university to play for the university. In Argentina, it's only clubs.
Only
You
clubs.
go and you play in a club. Either like if you play soccer, if you play rugby, if you play tennis, you go and play for a club. So when you are in your teenager age, you train 3 days a week. Usually for rugby, all the clubs have the same schedule. So it will be like Tuesday, Thursday, a little captain run on Friday, and then playing either Saturday or Sunday. So in total, 4 days. Maybe if the coach wanted to do like a video session, we will add one more day on a Monday night or maybe in a Friday night. But it's mostly like 3 or 4 days training and then 1 day game.
That's very similar to the European system that we have now. And how was the transition for you when you got to play for college here, for life? And I mean, tell us about the switch of the routine and also the mindset that you found here, because the rugby team is full of internationals now. And
So I thought that I was playing at a very high level in Argentina, right? And then as I land here in the US, they were like, okay, let's meet the team. And I started to see guys like 6 foot tall, South Africa, like this. I was like, these guys are 30 years old. And I was like, hi mate, how are you? 18 years old. And this one was like massive. And I was like, no,
It happened to me the same thing.
I have to play with these guys. I have to compete to play in the position that they are playing. Ooh, I said no. And I used to be like a very good player in Argentina. And of course, the level here, I think that we all feel that when we come. Here they make a lot of emphasis in being an athlete and actually taking care of the practice. So coming back what I was talking with you about, training 3 or 4 times a week. Here we're training 6 times a week, double, or sometimes 3 times a day. That was the first impression that I have. I was like, oh my god. And then all the system, I always tell my friends and I always tell my family, here is perfectly created to be a professional athlete. It's perfectly created.
What do you mean with that?
Since the moment that you come here to America, they put you to live inside the university, so you are safe. You live 2 blocks away from the field. You are walking distance from the field. So that gives you what? You cannot be late. Because what are you gonna say? Traffic? No. You live 2 blocks away. You have to go to practice. You have to go with your teammates. You have to spend time with your teammates. Then you have to go to med checks every Sunday. You have doctors. You have ATs. You have coaches all the time looking to get your maximum perform at every day. So that was for me one of the main changes that I experienced when I first came in. Actually, something funny. I came when it was COVID.
Okay.
So they separate like in 2 teams, because you couldn't be like with more than 20 people, 30 people. First practice, I was like super excited about it. To new people, new country. I say, okay, here I wanna play in the first team. So they put me on the second team and we were practicing. First practice, I go and I wanna tackle someone, boom, shoulder off.
Just
Came out. First hit, and I didn't know what to do. Because imagine all the energy of the first practice. The coach is looking at you. Your teammates looking at you, and then I said, but I cannot keep playing. I think that I broke my arm. What what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna call my family. I'm gonna be like, yeah, I came yesterday and today I broke my shoulder.
That's incredible, man.
That was crazy. Thankfully, it was not something very big. We got it fixed in about a month, and then we start to play, and it was perfect.
Well, that was a very good start, I think. No,
It was like the welcome package of America.
No, but like coming back to Argentina, you said that you play rugby. I would say professionally. Is it the right term?
So I didn't make it to the professional, I would say. In Argentina, when I stopped playing in Argentina, I was 19 years old. So it's still young for rugby. I played until the second team of my club, I would say. And also, then what happened? COVID came. When I was playing at that level, COVID came, they shut down everything. Argentina was crazy. How we couldn't do anything without a permission, without a letter, without a form. So that's why when I start to think about, okay, I want to continue playing rugby. In Argentina, it's going to be at least another year until we come back to normal. Where is a place that I can go and do what I like, play rugby, be with people, be surrounded by people, and get a new experience? And we started to see options in Europe, in South Africa, New Zealand. The one that check all the boxes, it was America. So as well, that was one of the main reasons, because I wanted to continue playing, and in Argentina was not the possibility.
Yeah. But like, how did you link the academic parts, so the school, high school, and I would say professional in sense of time that you have to spend, to play more than for.
Yeah, that was actually one of the things that in Argentina, if you go to a good school, to a good high school, it gets to the point where you either have to decide you want to continue going to a high school or you want to play professionally. When I was playing in this regional team that we were training every day, preparing to go to a national team, we were training every day in the morning, from 7 a.m. until like 1 p.m. because we will do recovery video. Then I would go to school like for maybe an hour, and then go back home, sleep, and then go practice with the club at night. That you can do it for 6 months, a year. Then you either have to decide, okay, I'm gonna keep playing, or I'm gonna change the school, maybe for something online, maybe for something that you go at night, because it gets very, very difficult. Yeah, and you can't keep up with both. You can't.
Super demanding, I think. No.
Super demanding, and also in Argentina, how we create the system is that if you don't go in person to the classes, at the end of the year, you have to do an exam of the whole class, the whole subject, at once. So that's what happened to me. So I have to take like 12 different exams. At the end of the year, I was with my mind of playing rugby, I want to be a superstar. Of course, that didn't go well. The exam didn't go well. But yeah, it gets to a point, I would say, when you are 16, 17, when you're in about your 2 last years of high school, you have to take a decision, definitely. That happens to every single athlete in Argentina. You have to make a decision.
Like in Europe, it's quite the same.
And so, how old were you when you decided to move to USA? How old were you?
How old? Henry, I was... When I took the decision, I was 19, because you know that it takes a process to come here. But when I officially landed here in America, I was 20.
Okay,
but 20.
And so you said that you wanted to keep playing rugby and like, being able to study, but was it like also something else that was inside of you that made you think about, okay, I want to leave? Because we all know, we've been talking about this also with the previous guys that came here, there is always something bigger, I think, inside of us that pushes us, no? And what was it for you, the fire that was igniting you?
Absolutely, that was actually, it's a very good question. I have been also watching all the other videos, and I feel very identified with what the other people were saying. I was like in a dark time of my life, from the age of 15 until I was 17, where I did some stupid shit. When you are growing up, COVID came, many things changing. So I felt like you get to a point where you don't know what to do with your life. It's like, what I'm gonna do in my life. Either I'm gonna study. In Argentina, you have those options. You go, you study, your family supports you to study, or you go and you work. And I said, okay, I wanna study. Then COVID came. So I needed to do something to change my life. I needed a change of my life. I talked to my parents. They were like, yes, you need to change your life. We're gonna support you to go to America. I needed to start a new life and to find the best Juani, right? The best Juani. That it wasn't in Argentina. It wasn't at that moment in Argentina. I thought that I was doing well in Argentina, and then I think that I became a completely different person here. Completely different person. It's very important. So this is something that when someone asks me about what do I think, what are the main topics that you will think about if you want to come to America, and I said, okay, if you have questions about what to do in life, come and do experience. If you think that you are not doing the right thing and you are not checking all the boxes in your home country, try it. Come, live the experience. Live the experience. That's what's happened to me, and I'm thankful for life with everyone and with every single individual that I met here.
Well, thank you for sharing this, because I mean, I'm always curious to know what's in people's minds now to take this huge step and come here. So that's incredible. And the amount of things that you've been able to do once you overcome your fears and all the doubts that you have in your mind. I think we don't really know what we are capable of until we put ourselves out of the comfort zone, and I think that's what you did.
I'm gonna share a quick story, right? I was living with my family, mom, dad, always support for everything. I was doing some side jobs in Argentina, but nothing. I didn't have to pay a bill. I didn't have to pay anything. So I come to America. First day I come to America. My dad gave me $500 cash to come to America. I come to America, go to Commons. Hey, how are you? My name is Juani, with the broken English. It was snowing outside. I come from Argentina, being on the beach, and I come here snowing. I didn't understand anything. What is this? And they were like, you didn't pay this ticket. You need to pay a fee, $250. I said, $250? Yeah, you need to pay this fee, otherwise we are not gonna give you the room. And I said, no, I have $500. I'm gonna be with the half. Okay, $250. I got my mom, $250. And she's like, okay, well, like, save the other $250. I'm gonna tell you. Save the other $250. Okay. I go to the room, I see the bed, no blankets, no pillow. I say, guys, there is no blanket, there is no pillows. Yeah, you have to go and buy them at Walmart. I said, no, 250 are gonna be gone.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna have any money.
That's the surprise.
So that was also like, it made me open my mind about, I couldn't call dad, I couldn't call mom for, okay, send me more money. And that was the first thing that I felt, okay, like here, it's me. I have to take care of my own. I have to see each step very carefully before taking a decision.
I mean, that's like an issue that everybody who comes here has to overcome now, because nobody tell you everything that you are gonna expect. So
everyone, experience that when coming to America.
Yeah,
that's the first thing.
That's the first thing.
And then, years later, we are here talking about and laughing, but at the moment, at that moment,
also,
man.
Guys, $500 in Argentina, it's a lot of money. It's a lot of money.
Sure.
Maybe now for us it's not that much, but in Argentina it's a lot of money. So if I have to call my dad or my mom, like, hey, I need more money, they're gonna be like, but I give you 500. In what do you spend 500? And then I remember the first week that I was here, they didn't put me in any class. So I was like, what is going on? I said, I don't have class. I don't have class. And the advisor said to me, if you don't register for your classes, you're gonna drop out the school. And I said, no, but it's not my fault. Like, how do I know that I have to go to class? And they said, we cannot register for your class until you don't take the Placer. Placer, what is that? It's an exam that they make you take to see at which level of studies you are. Guess what? 150. Again, no money the first week. First week, no money at all. And that's how you continue experience in America, right? For everything that you do here, clean, money, pay.
Yeah, no, that's good.
That's
I'm curious about it. Like, when you came in America the first time, what is the thing that astonished you the most? Like about the view, about the cities, about the people. I mean, personally, I do like how the people here in America, they interact with each other. You know, how the people believe in each other's dreams. Is what astonished me at the beginning. So I would like to ask you, what is the thing that astonished you the most?
It's a good question. I will start with the stuff that surprised me the most. I come from a big family, so we are all the time like sharing our stuff. 4 siblings, a lot of friends. If you want this shirt, I'm gonna give it to you. Like sharing food, you know, like kind of like you guys, like your culture. So the first week that I was here, we were having dinner with some people. I know I don't know how it's in Europe, but in Argentina, like you play with your friends, you are eating something, you eat something from that plate, you take a chip, you take a potato. So I was with them, and then I took a potato out of an American that I was having a burger. So I took a potato, and he's like, "Hey, what do you do?" I said, a potato. My food. And I said, ooh, here is another country. Yes, it's a different culture. So we don't have the same rules as we have in Argentina. That's what shocked me the most at first. The cultural change of the stuff, I think that was the biggest thing, right? And also, I don't know if it happens to you, but in Argentina, if you're respectful, you say hello to someone and you give a kiss. Here, again, first month, I was to the lady saying, "Hi, how are you?" I wanted to go a kiss, and they were like,
fail.
and I'm like, what is going on with these people? Like, what do you want to do? Hiring someone. They were like this, and I was like, "Hey, how are you?" No. So that was the thing that really surprised me the most. And then of course, how everything works perfectly here. I think that here you grew up a lot on how to become a better man in every way. Even though if you walk on the street, guys, in Argentina you walk on the streets, and if there's no car coming, it doesn't really matter if it's a green light or a red light.
You just cross.
You just cross by. Here, you have to press a button. You have to wait until you have the signal to pass by. And if you go and you didn't press the signal, the police can stop you. I can give you a ticket.
No,
I didn't know that about them.
Okay.
I didn't know this.
Pay attention because it happened to me. So
That's why.
So, don't do it. Don't do it. Always be careful. Be careful, because remember, you wanna do something here, either good or bad, money.
Yes. This one I learned it pretty well. No, and so when you got here to Life University, what was like your major? What did you started for your studies?
It's funny. I always wanted to be a lawyer. In Argentina, I always wanted to be a lawyer, to be a judge, and to work for people, with the people in Argentina. So I didn't know anything about Life University, the schools, and I said, do they offer a law program? And they were like, no, we don't offer. Okay, what I'm gonna do with my life? I say I wanna study something that I can either use it here in America, or if at some moment I go back to Argentina or I move to Europe, I can work with that. So I decided to start business and administration, which Life, I think that it has a good program. And also the people that I was talking to here, they were international students, they were also doing business. So I started studying there, and then the opportunity came. I started to hear about the computer science program. My uncle, he's a software engineer, big time. He knows a lot, so I called him. He pushed me. He said, like, I think that you should take the chance to study in a different country, something related to computers. And we know here the different guys in America, technologies, and then in different parts of the world. So I ended up studying two different things, very different, and also very different from my plan at the beginning to become a lawyer.
Yeah.
And so
you took the dual degree basically.
I studied, yes, dual degree. I think that is called double major. Double major, yes, double major.
That's incredible. So in the same amount of time of a regular bachelor degree, you had the chance to conclude two different careers.
Actually, that's funny. So usually it takes 4 years to get a degree here, right? I have 2 in 3 years and a half.
I know, that's
good, I would say.
2 and 3 years and a half. I will say that it got hard at some point, because you know how hard it is to keep at the good level performing in sports, do it very well at the school, and then do all the stuff that is behind the school life, having a life outside, and it's very hard. But also our coach, he did something that it was very smart, the first coach that I have here in America, that if you had more than 3.0 GPA, he will give you $500 extra each quarter.
Each quarter?
Each quarter.
Each quarter.
So what? I said, this is fantastic. I'm gonna study a lot. I'm gonna put the effort, because we all wanna have more scholarship. Probably the American people, they don't really see that as much difference, but for us it's a lot of money.
Yeah.
Imagine, I called my dad, and my dad was like, yes, you're gonna study the whole day.
Go back to your
Go. Why are you calling me? Why are you calling me? You should be studying. So that's what I did, and it worked perfectly. And I think that was the main thing, that if you start from the beginning, pushing yourself a lot, then I won't say that it's easier, but you get used to. You get used to keep it on track. Because if you start slow, like seeing what is gonna happen, then when the hard subjects start to come, and then we need to take more credit, it's hard, for me at least, it's hard to pick up the pace that they need to acquire.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And I think here the word intensity can be applied not only to sports but everything we do here, because I want to connect to what you said about the extra side of the life now. So I know that here, especially with certain programs, whether it's business or a computer, they offer the opportunity to have an internship. So I remember you had a couple internships, I would say. So how was for you also keeping up with rugby, internship, school, and what was the challenges that you faced to do everything?
It's once again, it's hard. It's one of those decisions that you need to take here, at least for rugby. You have 2 different type of personalities. You wanna play professional rugby and play on a big team after you graduate here in America, or you wanna play in Europe, or you're gonna play a good amount of sports, but then you wanna work. You wanna do your own career outside of the sports.
Yeah, you wanna focus more on your developing your career then.
Developing your career, absolutely. Which both sides are great. So I have friends that they were like, no, I wanna become a professional rugby player. So what I'm gonna do? I'm not gonna do any internships. Study, yes, I'm gonna study a little bit, but I'm gonna focus more on sports. For me, it was like I wanna grow myself outside, so I wanna take the opportunity. I wanna take the challenge of doing an internship in America. That working in a company in America, it's a whole thing.
Yeah.
It's a whole thing. Through all the process that you have to go, through all the things that you need to do, through all the paperwork that you need to fill out to get that internship, to all the opportunities that you have to say no because you are going and doing the internship. The most challenging thing, I think, that it was figuring out the scheduling, because you need to do a certain amount of hours in the internship. You need to go to practice every time, because it's not an excuse that, oh no, I'm working. No, it's not an excuse. Classes, and then a sleeping time and study. Those 5 things were very hard. Scheduling everything was very hard. And then when you have to play away, you have to travel maybe for 3 days, and you have to say to your boss, okay, I will have to do the hours that I usually do in a week in 4 days or 3 days. So I think scheduling and keeping all together was the hardest part.
And what kind of internship did you do?
So I did an internship in one company that we do real estate staging and interior design. So I got in contact with one of my favorite persons here in America, Carla, and she offered me the opportunity to start growing myself into the company, to start to learn about the business side, about everything that a company does here in America that is super different from what it does in a company in Argentina. Mm-hmm. So I thought that it was a great opportunity, and then we kept growing. We kept growing by doing. Growing by doing, I think that is the phrase that I really like when someone asks me to describe about my internship. Learning by doing. Learning by doing. Here in internship, my experience, I didn't have a script to follow. It was mostly like learning by doing. You do. I had that opportunity with my supervisor. She teach me everything, and then it was like, okay, let's try it. Let's try it. Let's see how we do it, and then we're gonna learn from what we did.
That's incredible. And can you tell us about what does a little bit more specifically, what do you guys do with this company?
Mm-hmm. So this is also another thing. Here in America, there are 1,000 business or 1,000 business ideas that in our countries they don't even exist.
Yeah,
they don't even exist.
They never come out.
Yeah. So when I call my family and I say I'm working in a staging company, we're like, staging? What is that? So basically what we do is, if you have a house that you need to sell, we will come, we will make it pretty for you, we will put decor inside the house, we will bring furniture to make it look nice, so when they take the pictures and they post it on the social media or they post it on different platforms of real estate, it's more appealing for the human eye, and then when you see it online, you see that the house is nice and then you want to buy it. And most of the time, the house that are staged, that they are with furniture inside the house, they are with decor inside the house, they sell faster and with a higher price. Let's go to this quick example. We have a building, 10 units in the building. There are 2 units selling, same price point. One is a stage, and then the other one, it is not a stage. When you go and you do what it's called open house, that they literally open the door, you can go and you can
see everything inside.
You can see everything inside. How is the house? You start to imagine in your head on the one that is with furniture, you start to see, okay, here makes sense, yeah. Dining table with 6 chairs, perfect, this is for my family. Here, sofa, makes sense. Then if you go to the one that is not furnished, your subconscious will start to think like, what am I gonna do here? The furniture that I have in my house is gonna fit here. So it's a very important business. It grows a lot the last 10 years, I would say. And here in Atlanta, it's always hot market. So we are always busy, thanks God. And we have done a lot since I started from my internship as the day of today. The growth and the expansion that the company and the business had here in Atlanta and surrounding areas, it's unbelievable, guys. Unbelievable. I never thought that a business like this would actually be this important for the real estate market.
It's incredible. Like, for me, hearing this is something that I would never thought of. Like in Italy, personally, I never heard of this kind of business. And
because here in America there is the real estate business, while like in Italy, I'm speaking about Italy, but I think all around the world is not like developed like here in America.
Absolutely.
Here you can make a ton of money. There is a lot of people behind that, a lot of people that invest in real estate. So it's kind of different, I would say. So this is the first thing.
And it's easier. I think here it's easier. The system is perfectly made for everyone to make money. for the real estate.
Yeah.
So if you do your job right, you'll probably succeed.
And I was like, you've been talking a lot about growth, no? And how many years or how long have you been working for this company so far?
About 3 years.
3 years.
Yeah.
And because I remember you told me like now you have a great position compared to when you started the internship, and like how is it for you now? Like if you look back and you look at everything that you've done, and what is your plan also, because now you just graduated in September, right?
Yeah.
And so what is in your paper now for now?
It's incredible to see the growth of the company. When I started working, we were working like 2 times a week, maybe sometimes like even once a week, because the company was very small. And now we work 7 days a week. And I really feel part of the whole process that we did. And I say we because it was a team effort this couple of years. But the stuff that I learned, not only the business side, also on how to interact with people, how to approach to someone, how to approach to a client, how to talk to someone that is not at the same level as you, probably someone, a real estate agent or a professional that wants to sell a $3 million house, $4 million house.
Money.
For me, being a student, not speaking the same language, that was something that I was very interested on learning that. Not only being and doing the stage and putting the furniture inside, I wanted to learn how that people interact with each other, what they say, how they act, how they listen to each other, what are the ideas that they exchange. So the owner of the company, Carla, she's my mentor, and she teach me. I like to say that I'm like a sponge, that I want to absorb everything, all the stuff that she has to tell me, to teach me. I want to absorb everything. That was one of the main things until today I'm still working with her. Yeah.
I mean, I would say this is the most important thing when you work, also because we are young. I mean, I don't think that right now our focus is to make money, it's just to grow our persons, and we can make money in the future, to like build the basis of what can happen in the future. Starting from this, I see a jersey, I see Agent Linux, is right? Agent Linux. So what's that? How you are implicated in that? So tell us about it.
So this is also, I'm very proud of this. That's why I brought the shirt. Coming back, what I told you a little earlier, that my uncle, he's a software engineer, and he has been working with technology and computers his whole life, and he was one of the ones who pushed me to study computer science. One of my best friends, Matico, we studied together here. We both graduate from the same degrees, business and computer science, and we always were like, okay, we have to do a business together. We have to do something together. Like, we have the same mentality. We like to hustle. We like to work. We like to provide a good service to the people, to the clients. What can we do? So having all of that stuff in my mind, one day I started to see something that it was really challenging for every individual here in America. I started to see how hard was to make a reservation or make an appointment, either in a restaurant, in a dental clinic, in a chiropractic station. Imagine, here at life, if you have to take an appointment to go to the AT, if you need to go to a chiropractor, it bothers a little bit. You have to go through a whole process. So I said, guys, we need to do this faster. We need to find a way to make this faster. How can we do it? Like at that moment, ChatGPT was already starting. So I said, we need to do something with the AI. I contact my uncle, I contact my business partner. I say, hey, like, this is a problem that we need to solve. It's a real problem that we need to solve. People is getting stressed. People is losing time. calling someone to get an appointment, to cancel the appointment, to reschedule the appointment. Then if you talk to a dental clinic on a Saturday, they are not going to answer to you, right? If you have a problem, you need to reschedule on a Sunday, you probably have to wait until Monday or Tuesday until they answer. So that really, it was like, we need to find a way. So we took the action of starting to create AI agents. At first we started to create it for every business, and now we develop our niche that it's dental clinics. We work with dentists. We work with dental clinics because that's where they have the biggest pain. The dentists in Argentina, most of them, they are professionals that they work alone. Some of them, they have clinics, yes, they have a person who helps them, they have 2 more professionals, but some people in Argentina, they rent a little room and they work by themselves. So for a dentist to work 8 hours with patients, working 8 hours, let's say that they see 8 people during the day, when are they gonna answer the text? Yeah. When are they gonna reschedule? When are they gonna send all the proposals for them? When? At what time? When they come back home, tired. Most of them, they have family, they have stuff to do. So they were losing a lot of money, not answering on time to those clients, to those potential patients, and then it was not also productive for them, because when they were working on a patient, like on time, they were thinking, if I don't answer on time, the next customer, the next patient is not gonna come. What I'm gonna do? So we saw the problem and we fix it. Basically, we fix it. We are located in Argentina. We are working, as far as now, in 6 different states of Argentina. We call it provincias. Okay. And then we have an office in Spain, in Valencia. And well, I'm here in the US, but we have views of expansion all in South America and then go through Europe. Actually, now that I speak Italian, I want to go to Italy as well.
Oh, that's incredible. And like you said that your business partner is Matico, and where did you meet this guy?
Here. It was crazy. Like I feel like we all do this. We try, when we are about to come here, we try to find someone that is from our country, or at least speak our language, to tell us a little bit about the place. So I found him, I got in touch with him. He was playing rugby as well. He's 2 years older than me. So we get in touch, and then we become best friends. Yeah, best friend. He's literally like my brother.
Does he live here?
No, he went back to Argentina, and he's developing the business in Argentina.
So like, which is the duty of your duty in the business?
So I'm the CSO, which basically means that I'm in sales. We are 4 business partners, as I mentioned, and each team member has a responsibility. On my position is sales. Then Matico is the COO, which is in operations. Then my uncle is the CEO. And then we have a CTO in Spain, which is the head of the technology and programming. But nowadays, when you are a small company, you kind of do a little bit of everything, I would say. Yeah. We all have to give a hand in a certain way. Yeah.
We can say that it's a startup.
It is a startup. Yeah, it is a startup. Yeah, definitely. We are looking for investors. So I hope that this podcast goes up. If someone wants to invest, we are more than welcome to listen.
That's also a reason why I was very excited to have you here, because you're a perfect example of a guy that moved out of his country, came to the USA, and then with the process of growing, also developed a business with one of his teammates and classmates, and gathering all the resources, all the ideas, and putting up something to build a company is one of the main goals and dreams that people have when they move out and they come to USA, I think.
Absolutely. And it's something that I will never imagine. I would have never imagined to start my own business with my friend that I met in America, using the knowledge that I acquired while studying in America. It's mind-blowing. If you think for a second, it's like actually okay, the process worked, it's working, it's making sense. It's making sense why we come here, right? We found a purpose. We found something that is actually very valuable.
And so I would like to start from this and ask you, if you have to talk to a young guy that is watching us today from any part of the world, and he's having some doubts or on what to do with your life. I'm scared. I don't know if I'm gonna make it. If I want to stay, I want to live. What would be like your message, your suggestion for someone that was yourself 4 or 5 years ago?
Just come, live the experience. When I was on the plane to come here, I had a friend that he was here for a year. He was living in Florida. So I remember like it was today. I was on the plane, sitting on the plane, crying. So I said, I have to call Franco. He's probably gonna watch this, so Franco Fasoli, te mando un abrazo. I called him and I said, bro, like, I need an advice. Please give me an advice. What I'm gonna do. I'm going to a new country that I've never been. I barely speak the language. What is something that I need to do? He said, just calm down and trust the process. Trust the process and be positive. Positive attitude in every single step that you do here in America. Positive attitude every time. So if you are thinking, you are doubting on what to do, I will say, come, live the experience. Live your own experience, because it's not the same for everyone.
Yeah.
And it's not for everyone.
Nah.
It's not for everyone.
I agree.
When I first came, we were a group of 7 that we were very close, and out of the 7, only 4. We were 8. Only 4 graduated. The other 4 came back home. It's not for everyone. It's hard. It's very hard.
That's what we call il viaggio, the journey, the same thing that you were talking about, and you never know until you go.
Yeah, we lose some warrior on the.
Yes, we lost some warriors
Yeah.
in this journey,
It happens.
but that's the beauty of it as well. And yes, so I want to switch to that. I want to switch to that because I remember at the beginning you told us you come from a very big family, and that your father always pushed you to play some sport, no? And if I'm not wrong, you are the only one of your siblings that play rugby, and the rest of your brothers they play soccer, no? So can you tell us about?
So my dad, since we were very young, he always told us, if you wanna do something, you have to be the best one at it. You have to be the best one at it. So I said, okay, I wanna play soccer. I wanna play football. And then he came one day and he said, son, you have 2 right foot. You don't have a left foot. Or you are not made to play. You are not made to play soccer. So what can you do? Go and play rugby. So I started to play rugby. I was big at the time, and I became a rugby player. But then for my brothers, he's like, okay, the first one was not good. The other ones, they have to be good. There is no choice. So since we were very, very little, we always had a house that it has a backyard. So I remember every single day playing soccer with my brothers. My dad training us. He would take us to a field, teaching us how to do free kicks. I used to play soccer until I was 14, 15 years old. I was playing rugby and soccer at the same time. But it's been, for my brothers, the career that they are doing is just absolutely out of their mind, right? Like Joaquin, that is the one who follows me. He played in ULS Boys his whole life. Then he went to play in Spain. Now he's playing in Uruguay and doing very well there. And then, well, the star of the family, Geronimo, national team, all around the world. The first youngest captain in the history of Argentina, is my brother. The whole history of the tournaments in Argentina, the youngest captain in the history is him. Actually, I think that this shirt he used it that day. I don't remember. So it's very interesting to see how they grow and how they do everything, but it's also hard at the same time to be here and not be with them, being day by day, seeing what they do, supporting them, because I'm the oldest brother, so it's also hard. And then Julian, that is the youngest one, my dad said that he's the best of the family. He says that he's the youngest. He said that he's even best than Jerónimo. But he's doing very well as well. But he came here to America in January. He was almost my same height, and you're like, oof, they're growing a lot. They're growing fast.
That's something that you miss. I mean, I have a little brother as well. And every time that I go back home, it's like start keeping up, And so I know what you mean. And this is a kind of strange experience, like if you feel that you're missing something.
Yeah.
But I think that is important also for them, like having a whole brother that is in the other part of the world and is trying to seek in the dreams, follow the passions. I think that is. I mean, I'm speaking about my brothers. For them, it's like something that is important for them.
Absolutely. I agree 100%. And when we talk, they tell me that they are very proud. I went out of Argentina with one image of my person for them, and then I became a different person totally. And I am glad that they can see that new person and be something that they can relate, be someone that they can trust, and be someone that can give advice or can provide support, right? That is also a main thing that here in America you start to realize that when you are alone, you have to figure out. So then for my brothers, for my siblings, now that I acquire all of that experience and I can help them in some way, I will do it, because I already live being what it feels to be alone. When Joaquin went to play in Spain, that he was living alone, I was a lot in contact with him.
Yeah.
Now in Uruguay as well, because I already passed what he's doing right now. I already done it. So there are advice that they are very valuable. I feel like also for you guys, when someone new come here to America, they ask you questions. Hey, what do we do now? So yeah, it's nice for me also that they can relate and they can trust.
I think this is amazing, and also the family environment and the family mindset and mentality is part of the energy that you put in everyday life and all the challenges you overcome. So I think I don't have any. I'm speechless now with that, because I'm it's an inspiration for me also when I think about it.
Well, thank you.
Of course.
Thank you. And also something that I learned here is that you have to trust in yourself. I didn't trust in myself a lot when I first came. But if you trust in yourself and you push toward your limits, you're gonna get your goals accomplished. That's the main thing. Guys, one school in Argentina basically kicked me out when I was in high school. And no one will give me nothing that I was gonna accomplish anything that I accomplished here in America. Nothing. Friends, family, they were like, what are we gonna do with this guy? He dropped off high school. Yeah, he's playing rugby, but what is he gonna do with his life? And then coming here and see all the growth and having 2 degrees, one company, jobs, internships in my back. I came here speaking 1 language and a half, and I speak 4. So.
What language do you speak? English, Spanish, Italian, I would say now.
And
Portuguese.
Portuguese.
Yes. He speaks very good Portuguese.
Yeah.
Yeah. Very important part of my life as well. Learning Portuguese.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's been hard.
No, I won't say hard. So here, Brazilians in the city that we live, I don't know if you notice, but they have a big community.
Yes, yes, that's all.
But most of them, they don't speak a very good English. So if you wanna
Yeah.
communicate with them,
It's better to learn
better to learn
Portuguese.
Portuguese.
Yeah, no, that's
It's
right.
better to learn Portuguese.
It was the same for you. Being surrounded by Italians, you better learn Italian.
You
no?
better learn Italian.
If you want to say
You
something.
better learn Italian. You better learn Italian.
No, ma io vorrei parlare italiano per un po', perché
Va bene.
ragazzi voglio dire che ha imparato italiano in un anno che lo conosco.
Sì, però-
Adesso non posso più insultarlo perché capisce tutto.
Ma questo è buono perché fa anni che non lo so che parlavano.
Adesso eri curioso di capire,
Sì,
adesso finalmente capisce
sì.
tutto.
Voilà.
Guys, would you like to say hi to someone that is watching us o alguien que nos está siguiendo
Sí.
de Argentina o un saludo a los amigos?
Sí, bueno, un saludo primero para mi familia, que es lo que siempre el motor que me hace seguir continuando y poniendo new challenge todos los días. Mis amigos, mis verdaderos amigos que están en Argentina, Pancho, Mati, Ike, Martina, Camila, Valeria, bueno, hay muchos, se me puedo nombrar todos, pero...
All Buenos Aires. All of them.
Rosario, cazzo.
Rosario.
Ma che cazzo dice, Fra? Ma che cazzo dice? Io non sono portegno, io sono rosarino, porco gio.
Porca.
Pero sí, un saludo a todos ellos y que ellos también fueron una parte fundamental en el momento de, che, ¿qué hago? ¿Me quedo acá o me vuelvo? Y ellos también todo el tiempo apoyándome, ¿no? Continúa, seguí en tu camino, continúa, anda por tus metas. Eso creo que es una parte muy importante también, tener el apoyo familiar y el apoyo de los amigos en el país de uno, eso también es muy importante.
Bueno, yo creo que con eso, ¿sabes? Me gusta. I like to finish with the sentimental stuff. So, thank you, Juani, for coming.
Absolutely.
Guys, see you next time. Remember to subscribe to the channel, as my friend Tommaso reminded me. Leave a like, comment, let us know what you think, and bueno.
Empiecenlo a seguir a mi amigo, no sean boludos.
Ciao, guys. See you next time.
Chao, chao.
Grande, Fra.
Buenísimo,
Bene, bene.
Buenísimo.
Me gustó, Fra.
Muy bueno.
Every time, guys, I feel it.
Muy bueno.
Let's go!